you think that Sahara Reporters was used by the elite in 2015 to kick out Jonathan?
No, Jonathan was the person who kicked himself out. You didn't need the Sahara Reporters in 2015 to kick out Jonathan.
So one of the reasons why you immediately turned against Buhari was because perhaps you were promised a ministerial position, or...
No. People say those things because they know or feel that if they were in my position, they would do those kind of things.
Yeah.
I've been saying it several times. I've never been to a governor's office before. And there are 36 governors in Nigeria. Never been to anybody's house, never met Tinubu except on the street in 1999. Came and asked the question, you brought Buhari to... So I offered him 500,000 naira to provide any evidence. With regards to Okonjo Iweala, she's never liked Sahara Reporters because Sahara Reporters exposed all the lies about her being a genius. So she made up the story that I called her. So even if I call you, I record it. You're a minister, you're a public official. If I record you, it's because I want to have evidence that you don't come back and say I lied. She was going to be paid dollars. There was a campaign against her that how can you come to the country to be collecting dollars when other ministers are... Because she was claiming that I was calling her not to go and join Jonathan's. So I never accepted, and he didn't even send money to the US, and he has never denied it.
So Jonathan sent someone
to bring money to the US
for you?
Yes. Would they all like me? No, I've never set up myself to be liked by people. If I wanted to be liked by people, I'll probably be following Peter Obi today so I can gain followership.
Let me draw your attention to Sahara Reporters. You own it, you run it. Maybe
Founded
not.
it,
You funded it, right? You're proud of the things that it does. Some of your detractors will point to the fact that in 2015, Sahara Reporters was used to bring in Buhari. I don't know if you read Okonjo Iweala's book, the DG of WTO, and in her book, you could tell that she really had some issues against you, in the sense that, in her own words, you recorded her conversation with you over the phone, and she didn't even know about it. You claimed that she was going to be paid in dollars. But do you think that Sahara Reporters has become a tool, or was used by the elite in 2015 to kick out Jonathan?
No, Jonathan was the person who kicked himself out. You didn't need the Sahara Reporters in 2015 to kick out Jonathan. So
you don't think El-Rufai was using Sahara Reporters?
No, how could I have said that? So when all the stories I was done about El-Rufai's corruption, where did it come from?
Because people point to the fact that perhaps one of the reasons why you immediately turned against Buhari was because perhaps we were promised a ministerial position, or...
No. People say those things because they know or feel that if they were in my position, they would do those kind of things.
Yeah.
A lot of Nigerians don't believe that you can do things altruistically. Like you could actually genuinely stand up against the system, expose the system. So there are people I've seen me who will say, if I had Sahara Reporters, I'll be living on Banana Island because a lot of people are afraid of you. Yeah. So a lot of people don't also believe that I don't have the kind of wealth that people in my position would have, or that I don't have relationship with all these people. I've been saying it several times. I've never been to a governor's office before except once. And there are 36 governors in Nigeria. Never been to anybody's house, never met Tinubu except on the street in 1999. So, but once you are in the business of like offending powerful people, they will also go back and make up powerful stories that are believable about you. And one of it is that some guy in the UK once set up a website where he said I was given $5 million by Tinubu to buy a house in California. And so many people believed him. And when he discovered that he had been able to set people to, he pulled the website because he was afraid of libel. Because he knew he lied, and I heard it was Reno Mockery who was behind it. So people do, when you step on the toes of powerful people, you should expect them to also fight back. There was I have said it, if anybody ever heard or seen any kind of transaction between me or Buhari, expose it. I even still had an encounter with a guy at the Actors Guild of Nigeria event in Benin City last week. He came and asked the question, you brought Buhari to... So I offered him 500,000 naira to provide any evidence where you saw me in a rally or you had a conversation. He went and said he has found it. We couldn't... It's the same old story of, you were jubilating at APC's headquarters and all those kind of nonsense that they put together. So with regards to Okonjo Iweala, she's never liked Sahara Reporters because Sahara Reporters exposed all the lies about her being a genius. We wrote stories against her and against her modus operandi. So she made up the story that I called her. So even if I call you and record it, you're a minister, you're a public official. If I record you, it's because I want to have evidence that you don't come back and say I lied. That's how reporters behave.
Yeah.
But her whole complaint was that I called her on a number that is meant for her family.
Yeah, she said so.
I said, so did you create the number in the first place? You bought it off the street. People have it. So if I'm looking for a number to reach you, if you're a public figure, I look for a number everywhere. That's what investigative journalists do, and they call you. The moment they call you and you answer, forget about the rest. So, and the whole thing about that, she was going to be paid dollars. She started out as being paid in dollars, and there was a campaign against her that how can you come to the country to be collecting dollars when other ministers are not. That was what Obasanjo brought her to do. And eventually they dropped the dollar salary for her. She wasn't happy about it. So she was looking for scapegoats. And she picked on me. But when you read the book, you know that it's all false. She made up some stories. But the part one that I called her, yes, I did. But the time she claimed I called her was false.
Yeah.
Because she was claiming that I was calling her not to go and join Jonathan's regime. No, I wasn't. I called her when she was collecting dollar salary. And she was screaming on the line that this line is meant for my daughter. I think the daughter's name is Omoyele. And I said, forget about that. I have reached you on this number. I want you to clarify this dollar salary for me. And that's the only time I contacted her. But when she wanted to make up the story, she said I was one of the people, including Donald Duke, who was calling her not to go and join the Jonathan regime. What is my own business with Jonathan's regime? Jonathan also invited me to join his government. I rejected it.
Jonathan invited you?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a minister or as...
I didn't know what it was. They just came one day because they felt like I did them a lot of favor.
Okay.
By unveiling and unraveling Yar'Adua's illness.
Okay.
Which was standing between Jonathan and the presidency at that time.
Yeah.
So, and I told them I wasn't doing anybody a favor. I was doing what my conscience tells me is right for my country. So I never accepted, and it even sent money to the US for someone to come and give to me. And I've mentioned the guy's name several times, and he has never denied it.
So Jonathan sent someone
to bring money to the US
for you?
Yes. And I never met the guy. The guy's name was Imani Boro.
How much is it?
I didn't see him, so how would I know how much it is? He just said, God said, we have something for you.
To thank you for
all the support. And I said, no, I'm not interested in meeting you. If I meet you, then I would have somehow endorsed your mission.
Yeah. But do you think your inability, I won't say inability, but there's something I always try to do, and that is be very, very, very strategic in what I do, like have a sense of strategy in what I do. Do you think that the fact that you have someone like Okonjo Iweala as an enemy, right? I don't think she sees you favorably. Even people like Omoyele as well. I think Omoyele doesn't also like you as well. These are people that I would say most Nigerians respect, right?
You don't know who Nigerians respect.
Okay. Let me say people like myself.
Right? That might be you.
Yeah.
See, my job is done when I challenge power, whether it's small power or big power, and I'm not afraid to confront people in authority. The moment you bring yourself to the public space, and you represent my interests in government, you have also opened yourself to my type of scrutiny and reporting. So a lot of Nigerian officials like for them to be reported favorably by the media, or in the eyes of the media. And when it doesn't happen, they lose their minds.
Yeah.
So Moghalu, I don't think I even did anything on Moghalu. He was Central Bank Governor.
Deputy Central Bank.
Deputy Central Bank Governor under Sanusi. So I don't remember doing any stories on him. Maybe apart from the fact that when Sanusi was being kicked out, he supported Jonathan because they had promised him they would make him Central Bank Governor, which eventually they didn't do. But that wasn't. I don't. But would they all like me? No, I've never set up myself to be liked by people.
Yeah.
I set myself up to do what I believe is just and fine. If I wanted to be liked by people, I'll probably be following Peter Obi today so I can gain followership.
What's if